Through this program, we take you on a tour in the touristic and the historic places in our lovely Egypt.
And today we'll take you in a tour to one of the oldest places here in Egypt. It is a mosque that has survived in a relatively original form.
And we have lots and lots of stories to be told about this place, so stay tuned, we will be beginning after this short break.
Ladies and gentlemen, right now we are present at the Mosque of Ahmad Ibn Tulun, one of the oldest mosques here in Cairo, surviving in its original form. And to talk to us in details about this very beautiful touristic attraction, we're pleased to be joined with the Egyptian tour guide Ahmed Hamdi. Good morning, Ahmed.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Ahmed, before talking about this very beautiful place, I want to start first with who is Ahmad Ibn Tulun?
Ahmad Ibn Tulun was a Turkish slave, was a son of a Turkish slave who joined the service of the Caliph al-Ma'mun in Baghdad, and he introduced to Egypt during the 8th century, and he governed Egypt and his family for about 38 years.
38 years.
Yes.
Okay.
That was an interruption during the time of the Abbasid Caliphate.
Okay. And what about this period in the Egyptian history?
Well, it's considered to be one of the time, or considered among the time of the Mullah, or the governors in Egypt, and that's few years before the Fatimids, who came here during the 10th century AD.
Okay. And Ahmed, there are 42 entrances for this mosque.
Yes.
What a huge number.
Yes, it's a lot, because a mosque was built in the middle of the city that was established by Ahmad Ibn Tulun himself. And we have many entrances here because simply the mosque was built in the middle of the city.
Okay.
And it's named Al-Qata'a, and it's a name defines the wards, because the followers of Ahmad Tulun have been settled here around the mosque.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about this entrance, this main entrance, I think?
This is not the main entrance, but this is one of many entrances here. We don't have a main entrance here in this mosque. We have many entrances because simply the mosque built with a ziyada was built around the mosque from three sides, just to protect the mosque from the house that's built around the main mosque. That's like the endowments here.
Okay. And what's written up here?
Well, it's one of the unique features here of this mosque is the crenellations on the top. It represents the engaged dolls, and this is the only survived example of these crenellations in Cairo at the moment.
Okay. And what about these doors? You told me you're going to talk about the...
Yes, we have 42 doors here. Each door of the wall of the ziyada have another door opened in the wall of the mosque itself. That's why we have 42 doors. But there is a one that's built very close to the prayer niche or the mihrab that leads to the palace of Ahmad Ibn Tulun. Unfortunately gone now. We don't have any remains of it.
Okay, I think it's really interesting.
Yes.
Let's go inside.
Yes, but there is something left that the inscription over the entrance that dates back to the time of the Fatimids, and it left by one of the viziers who lived during the time of the Caliph al-Mustansir during the 11th century. But probably there was a restoration inside the mosque, and he added another mihrab right of the main mihrab inside the mosque. It's one of 6 mihrabs left inside the mosque of Ibn Tulun.
It seems that there are a number of interesting stories.
Yes.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go.
right now we are present at the prayers hall inside the mosque of Ahmad Ibn Tulun. Ahmed, I think there are very interesting things to talk about inside this mosque.
Yes, the prayer niche of the mosque is oriented southeast. So the corners here is oriented to the 4 points of compass. And we have five more mihrabs were added to the mosque. In the time of the Fatimids, we have one was added by the Vizier Al-Afdal Shahin Shah, the son of Badr Gamali, the Vizier of Al-Mustansir, that during the 11th century. And the main mihrab was restored by Husam ad-Din Lajin during 1296.
Okay.
After the murder of Al-Ashraf Khalil ibn Qalawun. Hidden inside the mosque, and he vowed that he will restore the whole mosque if he gets set free from the mosque. So the fountain was restored by him, and he just do some restoration for the minaret, and the prayer niche as well was restored by him. And also we can see a Quranic band of Kufic script runs over the whole walls of the mosque, and it's about 2,000 meters length, about 2 kilometers here inside the mosque.
Oh my God.
Well, yeah, it was restored by the Committee of the Preserving Arab Monuments.
But it's very long.
That's at the beginning of the 20th century. But during the time of Lajin, he paid more than 130,000 dinars for the restoration of the whole mosque.
Okay.
Okay, that's it.
And was there a recent renovation inside the mosque here?
Yes, in 2005, recently, like a few years ago, that the whole mosque was restored. But it was restored several times through the history.
Okay, this is the oldest mosque here in Cairo, and it's the largest one, I think.
It's the biggest congregational mosque, and the walls outside measures about 162 meters long from the four sides, so it's about square, or the ziyada was added. And the walls, the interior of the walls, about 138 meters long and 118 meters width.
Okay.
And the height of the walls about 13 meters. And also the stucco decorations here over the arches, it's exclusively a Mesopotamian art, was introduced during the 9th century here to Egypt. And it's fashionable during that time because it was imitating the great mosque of Samarra, which is built about 60 miles north of Baghdad.
What else in this prayers hall?
What
would
else?
Like to talk about?
We just
over there.
Well, yeah, we have a beautiful mihrab here added. Just shows here the whole phrase: "There is no God but Allah, and the Muhammad is his prophet." And also it
really
shows
nice.
the niche was 2 columns on both sides, and we have the fashion of the plated kufek script. So the kufek was written over the floral background. And we have 24 types of kufek was known in Egypt during that time.
I love the architecture inside this place.
Of course, it's very nice architecture, and we don't have another mosque have the same technique like this one. So it's a unique mosque.
Perfect, Ahmed. I would like to go over there.
Yeah.
I think it's very big.
Yeah, it's very,
inside.
very big mosque. It covers the area of 27,000 meters square.
Oh my God.
About 27,300 meters square, the area of this mosque.
Ahmad Ibn Tulun Mosque is one of the largest mosques in the world.
Yes, Yasmin, it's also known for the famed architecture and the lovely minaret.
Yeah, and despite the fact that this unique place is visited by few tourists, this place is really and truly one of the most impressive places here in Egypt.
And it's located in the Sayyida Zainab district near the Sultan Hassan Mosque and the Citadel.
It's really a unique place, I think.
Yes, so let's start the tour.
Let's start the tour.
Right now we're on top of the minaret of Masjid Ahmad Ibn Tulun, or the Mosque of Ahmad Ibn Tulun, with Mr. Ahmad. He'll tell us more about the structure of the minaret, of course, and how it was built.
Well, there's different stories about how they built the minaret. Some people said that it was a copy of the big mosque of Samarra in Iraq, and others said that it was designed by Ahmad Ibn Tulun himself, who just asked the architect to design a minaret with a spiral staircase like this one. And one of the famous things here in this minaret, there was a copper boat on the upper top. It was seen till the 19th century, and unfortunately it's gone now. And it's a copy of another boat was set over the dome of Imam al-Shafi'i in the Eastern Cemetery.
But we also know that the way the minaret was built, or the rocks that were used in building this minaret, was actually different than the ones which were used during building the mosque itself.
Exactly. The mosque itself was built of brick, while the minaret was built of stone. And there was an argument between the historians who built it from the stone, if it's originally built of stone, or it was restored later and rebuilt of stone. So we don't know exactly.
But it's also as well different design. It's different design from the mosque. It's, as you said, built according to a structure built in Iraq, or Samarra.
Yes,
right?
There was a big mosque in Iraq.
This
was built like
was
this.
more near to Spanish design, right?
No, the minaret itself have the horseshoe arches, which is exclusively Andalusian style of art during the time of the Mamluks. And one of the things that's happened here during the time of the Mamluks, that the whole mosque was restored by them during the late of the 13th century. The ablution fountain, the minaret, the mihrab were all restored by them.
But does the fact of having the minaret built of stone make it actually last longer than the mosque?
Exactly.
It's a lot better than it.
Of course, yes. Because the minaret needs a stone just to get survived, because it's higher than the mosque itself.
Yes.
So it's nonsense to build a high minaret. It's about 40. We're about 40 meters from the platform of the mosque down. So we need just to use stone in building the minaret, not just brick like the mosque itself.
So this is not as high as other minarets in Cairo?
No, we have more higher minarets, but it's all built of stone. The most amazing thing here that this is the oldest mosque in Cairo and the biggest at the moment. And there is a lot of amazing things that's happened here in this place. It was said that the boat of Noah, or Noah's Ark, settled or landed here after the flood. This is one of the stories. And nearby, not far, there is another place. It's told that Prophet Abraham just about to sacrifice his son for the God from this place. And also it was said that Moses talked to the God from this point. And also he confronted the magicians of the Pharaoh in this place as well. So there's a lot of amazing stories here.
Historic place as well. But how tall is this minaret?
How tall? It's about 40 meters from the platform of the mosque. It's built of 4 levels.
But it's a bit dangerous to be here as well, because the first time we were here, I was scared. So.
Anyway, it's an experience, and you should do as your first time here in the mosque. You should go up to the minaret to see the whole view of the place.
But the imam or the people who are actually performing the prayers were periodically here 5 times a day.
Yes,
just
that
to
was
pray.
in the old time, that because there was a microphone and the people were not able to hear the azan or the call for the prayer.
So the imam had to go up here.
Had to go up
5
through the
times a day.
staircase, of course, to call for the prayer. Of course, not all the people can hear him, but when they saw him over the minaret, they know it's a time for the prayer, so everyone comes here.
Yes.
And this mosque was built just in the middle of the city. So that's why, and this is interpreted why we have many entrances here in this mosque, because it's built in the middle. So we don't have one main entrance in this mosque. Also, there is 2 different amazing stories about this minaret. The first one mentioned that the architect of this mosque was Christian, and he was put in jail during the time of Ibn Tulun. And when this Christian architect knows the intention of Ahmad Ibn Tulun, that he wanted to build a congregational mosque, so he offered him to design the mosque, and
in order to get out of jail.
Of course, and he just when the first Friday after they opened the mosque, the architect, Ahmad Ibn Tulun was down at the mosque for the prayer, and he heard a loud voice over the minaret, and he saw his architect over the minaret calling for his salary and his freedom. And when he get down, Ahmad Ibn Tulun offered him 10,000 dinars, and he offered him his freedom 2 times in this. And the second story, that it was said that during the time of the Fatimids, Al-Hakim Ba'amrillah, the Fatimid Caliph, just bought the mosque from the heirs of Ahmad Ibn Tulun, his grandsons, and he paid 30,000 dinars for that. And meanwhile, they just came here to pull down the minaret. And
they couldn't.
The Caliph just wondered why you want to pull down the minaret. They said that this is not among the deal. So he paid them 5,000 dinars more to leave the minaret untouched.
An interesting story.
This is very interesting story.
Still in the Mosque of Ahmad Ibn Tulun, but now with the tourist or visitor here in Egypt, and of course with the mosque. I'd like to know your name and your nationality, please.
My name is Kerstin. I am coming from Germany.
So you're from Germany, so is this your first time here in Egypt?
No, it's just the 4th time here.
4th time. So you're a big fan of Egypt?
Yes, I'm a big fan of Egypt.
But this is not your first time here in the mosque, right?
No, it's the 2nd time I'm here.
2nd time. So how did you know about the mosque? Because a lot of Egyptians do not know about the beauty of the mosque here.
Oh, it's a very old mosque, the oldest I think, and it's very interesting. It's built of Ibn Tulun.
So you do know a lot about the mosque as well.
I don't know if it's a lot, but that's what I know.
So where did you go in other places in Egypt as well?
Oh, I was just in Bilbais, in Fayoum, in Baharia, in Wadi Natrun. I've been just
been north and west and everywhere in Egypt.
20 years ago I was in Aswan, in Luxor and Abu Simbel.
So, you've been here before the revolution and of course now after the revolution. What's the big difference between both of them?
Oh, 20 years ago it was the first time. I forgot a lot, but now in the last 3 years I'm 3 times here, and I like Egypt.
So what about the security situation? Because you're here with your family, not here alone as well, right?
Yes, first time I was alone, second time alone, and yet 2 times with my children.
What about the security here? Are you feeling safe?
Yes, oh, I'm feeling safe. I'm living by a girlfriend, and that's nice. I have a good guide. That's nice.
We're still having opinions and more points of view of the Ibn Tulun Mosque, but now from a foreign perspective. And what's your name?
Angela.
But you're from Germany, right?
Yes.
So, this is your first time here in the Ibn Tulun Mosque, or is it the second time?
Yeah, that's the first time.
The first time. So,
my mother brought me here. Yes.
So, do you like it so far?
Yes, it's really fascinating and interesting.
It's not your first time here in Egypt, right?
Yes, it's the second time.
Second time. So, the first time, what did you do here in the country?
I visited the famous tourist spots like the pyramids, or yes, we were too in the oasis, and I forgot the name. Baharia, yes. And
Oasis.
yes, and in the desert 3 days, and visited the city Cairo. Yes.
So what's the difference between your first visit and the second now?
I'm older and can view it with another.
You can remember more now.
I hope so. And I see the people more and another way. And yes.
So you mentioned the people. Do you like them here? Are they friendly enough with you?
Yes, really friendly. They are nice.
What about the mosque now? Because now we're inside the mosque, or the prayers hall. How did you see the mosque, or what did you see?
It's an interesting building and very fascinating, the art here. And yes, I like to be in such buildings. Gentlemen, and by this we come to the end of this edition of Treasures. I hope you did enjoy our episode and this amazing tour at Ahmad Ibn Tulun Mosque.
Thank you for watching, and wait for us next week with a different place and of course a different story.